welcome back to the channel that is empowering you with the knowledge that's going to help you build generational wealth. As you know, we're in the middle of walking through the home buying process, but today we're going to take a small, tiny break and discuss the latest COVID-19 relief measures. Now, despite what you might have heard, there's still a pandemic going on out there, so please continue to wear your mask. If not for you, at least for the sake of others. People are still getting sick and losing their lives from this illness, so all jokes aside, please take care of yourself. On another note, I recently read that several furloughed employees are learning that their job loss is actually permanent and they will not be returning to work as planned. I know we're all waiting on that next stimulus check, like... But there are companies that are still hiring. If you follow me on Instagram, then you will note that I post resources such as jobs that are hiring on my newsfeed. And if you have been laid off or furloughed and are wondering how to manage your finances in this season, then check out the video that I will link in the cards above. So the latest and greatest in the COVID-19 relief measures is the 2020 Payroll Tax Deferral. I've been seeing a lot of back and forth on this issue, so I decided to take a look into it and bring you guys the detail. The Payroll Tax Deferral is exactly that. It's a deferral. It's not a tax break or a tax cut. It is a payroll tax deferral, a delay, a postponement, a pushback until a later date. What would normally be taken out of your paycheck before it hits your bank account is being deferred, but believe they will come collected. Think of it as a repossession. Starting with the next paycheck in September until the end of this year, the normal Social Security payroll tax withholdings will not be deducted. It will be included in your direct deposit that hits your bank account. The president has signed off on the deferral of the Social Security payroll taxes that are normally withheld. This includes anyone that makes less than $100,000 pre-tax dollars annually or less than $4,000 pre-tax dollars bi-weekly. So if every other week you make $3,999, then you qualify for this deferral. If every other week you make $4,001, you do not qualify. Now, mind you, your payroll taxes include more than Social Security. You're still going to be paying Medicare and your income taxes. The only deferral is your Social Security payroll taxes. There are several private sector businesses that are not participating. Either they understand the lack of value added, they want to avoid the negative impact that their employees could face as a result, or they just don't want to do the excessive paperwork. Regardless of the reason, please check with your HR office or payroll team to see if the company that you work for is participating and if you'll be affected at all. I do know that members of the military and federal employees, this is mandatory. There is no option to opt out. If that is the case, if your company is participating and you are a member of the armed services or you are a federal employee and you qualify for this deferral, then listen up because you really only have two options. Option number one, if you have fallen on hard times, if you need the extra that this deferral is going to provide to cover your necessities, such as making sure that you keep your home, making sure that you keep your water and your lights on, your transportation to go to and from your job, then please use it wisely and cautiously and plan to live off of less starting January 2021. Your Social Security tax withholdings is normally 6.2% of your income. Starting January 2021, that number is going to increase to 12.4% because what they're going to do is from now until the end of the year, your paycheck is going to increase by the amount that is normally withheld by Social Security tax withholdings. Starting January of 2021, they're going to pick back up withholding that 6.2%, and then they're also going to take back what they gave you in excess the rest of this year. If you don't need it, if you are not in hard times, if you are living well off of what you have, then that extra that you're getting, set it aside. Get it out of your checking account. Get it away from the dollars that you spend on a day-to-day basis. Get it out of your reach and out of your eyesight. This is not Black Friday spending money. This is not Christmas shopping money. Because what's going to happen is next year when they start to pull this money back, you're not going to have that reserve. Now, if you look at your current status, if you look at your budget, and if you can live off of less than what you're making right now by whatever the amount that they withhold from Social Security, then spend at your own risk. But what I'm saying for the vast majority of people, just set it aside. I would
would only recommend that you invest the excess provided by the deferral if you know that you can live without it. I say that for 2 reasons. Because the turnaround to pay back the deferred taxes is so short, you will not realize much of a return. Furthermore, there are not many investment options that will allow you to withdraw in such a short time frame without a penalty. So if you will need it in the coming year due to the loss of income caused by the deferral, just place it in a regular savings account. The interest won't be much, but you will earn something and will also have the assurance that you can access the funds quickly and without additional penalties or fees.
Let's put dollar figures on this. If every 2 weeks your Social Security payroll tax withholding is about $150, then from now to the end of the year, every month, you're going to see an increase of $300 coming into your household. What you need to do is set that money aside, because starting January of 2021, that $300, they're going to resume taking it out, and they're going to take out an additional $300 to cover what they did not take for the rest of 2020, okay? I'm not saying 2020 isn't turning around. 2020 might be turning around for you, but this is not it, because 2021 is going to come and I don't want it to be a slap in the face. Now, best case scenario, you set this money aside and then come 2021, they start to pull back 12.4% instead of 6.2%, and it doesn't hurt you any. You're actually okay with living off of less. Then you've just got a nice little cushion. Keep it. That's great. But worst case scenario is you spend this extra money, and then next year, then when they start pulling back extra, you are really in a bind because you don't have it, because you didn't set it aside. Guys, this is nothing to fear. This is nothing to be up in arms about. This isn't honestly, you are being held responsible for taxing yourself. From now to the end of the year, you are being responsible for taxing yourself. Now to the end of the year, whatever they are giving you in the form of what would normally be your Social Security payroll tax withholdings, tax yourself. Set it aside so that when they come back for it, you will have that if you need it. They're going to do this from January of 2021 to April of 2021. If you have not paid this back by May, then they're going to add on extra interest, penalties, and taxes. And if you think you're going to quit before they get this money, they've already made plans to take it out of your last paycheck. And I promise you, the IRS will find you. If you're filing your taxes, then they're going to get this money. Ask anyone that committed fraud with the small business loan process, okay? They will find you.
The president recently claimed that if he were to be reelected, he would forgive the tax debt caused by the deferral. Please do not spend the excess that you will receive for the duration of 2020 based on this announcement. Under the Constitution, only Congress holds the power of taxation. I repeat, it is unlawful for any president to forgive tax debts, and it will require an act of Congress to forgive the debt that will result from the 2020 payroll tax deferral.
Guys, that's it. It's really just that simple. It's nothing to be afraid of. I don't want you to be spooked by the articles or the posts that you're seeing pop up on your news feed. They're just giving you money that you didn't ask for, so set it aside. Tax yourself. Starting with the next paycheck to the end of this year, whatever the extra amount is, just set it aside. You don't have to spend it. If you're afraid that you're going to spend it, you've got to get it away from your checking account. You've got to get it away from the account that you use to spend everyday dollars, so that when they come back for it in January, you will have what you need. The same way they're increasing your paycheck, they're going to decrease your paycheck by the same amount starting in January 2021. I don't want anyone to be slapped in the face by this because they spent this money. It's not yours, it's a loan. If you do need it, don't be ashamed of that fact. Use it wisely, use it cautiously. Don't use any more than you need. Anything that you don't need, set it aside, because in January, you're going to have to plan to live off less. Just from January to April. In May, everything will resume as normal and all will be well with the world. But that's it. It's very simple. If you need any more clarification, then go back to this time. It will be in the description box. Click on that link and we'll go back through it again. If not, then click on the subscription and notification button so that you will be notified when the next video releases. Until the next time.